Today, yes sir, the USC Trojans are taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish up there in South Bend, Indiana. Now keep in mind, this is a place in real life that we have not won at since 2011. That's right, the last time we beat Notre Dame in South Bend, Lane Kiffin was our head coach. That was the game with the 99-yard fumble return for a touchdown by Jawan Starling. Ncaa Roby, I believe, he had one interception in that game. I was about to say he had two, but I forgot he had a great game though. But here we are, up here in South Bend, Indiana, battling for the Jewel Shillelagh, number 3 versus number 20. But of course, we're not going to be commentating on this game. We're going to take time to talk about the USC Trojans in real life. And I know I'm a week behind, but I'm going to talk about 2 games in one. It was the last 2 games, as a matter of fact. So now we talk about the game versus Oregon State in Corvallis, a game which featured a stadium that was still being renovated. Half of the stadium was empty. As a matter of fact, the only part that was empty was the part that was being renovated. But anyway, we don't care about that. Let's talk about the game. So before the game started, I told y'all that I was concerned about some things going up to Corvallis. Would we be able to handle the crowd? Would we be able to contain the run offense of Oregon State? Would we get out of there with a victory? Because lately, well, not lately, I know the last time we went to Corvallis before this game, we actually won. But that was the season we went what? That was the 2018 season. Akasejic had a career high in rushing yards. We won up there the last time we went up there. But it hasn't been a pleasant place for us to play over the last few years. So Oregon State, they came out pounding the football. They came out dominating the trenches. Both offenses were struggling early on, but we left a lot of points on the field. Now that I look back, I went back and watched that tape like 4 or 5 times, man. The defense got us out of a lot of things, dog. Eric Gentry, he's a beast. Never seen a middle linebacker at 6'6" ever. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him. I think, if anything, Eric Gentry needs to put on some weight. He's 6'6" and weighs 200 pounds. I say he get up to at least, 215. I think he'll be all right. But with that being said, the fact that he's 6'6", he covers a lot of ground. The interception he had, it was big, considering Oregon State was starting to gain some momentum. The defense as a whole was absolutely stupendous, though. The offense wasn't clicking all game. As a matter of fact, Caleb Williams was he missed on 20 targets. When we finally did score, it wasn't we didn't get into the end zone until the 4th quarter to finally take the lead. And of course, Travis Dye is an absolute monster. Only thing is with him, I'm disappointed that we didn't go to him more, because he has career days versus Oregon State. If you look back at his days at Oregon, he has well over 500 yards rushing versus Oregon State in his collegiate career. So I was kind of disappointed we didn't do more with him in that game. But going back to the offense, Mario Williams didn't have a great game. He only had 1 catch. He was penalized 3 times. I know 1 was for illegal motion. The other 2 were false starts. But nevertheless, we did come out with a W. Jordan Addison didn't have his best game. He did catch the game-winning touchdown that gave us the lead. Yeah, man. Jordan Addison's been a big asset to this team. So is Mario Williams. And I'm hoping both of them continue to improve and continue to get better as the season goes along. But back to the defense. The defense was absolutely superb, making plays when we needed to. Yeah, they got off to a slow start. Yeah, we got caught sleeping on some assignments. Let's talk about those interceptions, though. Eric Gentry got the first one. I believe the next one was, Sire Wright. The one by Ncaa Blackman, that, in my opinion, that was the biggest one. Well, the second biggest one, of course. Max Williams caught the biggest one because it ended the game. But the interception by Blackman was absolutely magnificent. That's why he's our best cornerback. As you see, we're up 14-7 on Notre Dame, beating up on them like we used to do back in the 2000s. But anyway, back to Oregon State. Blackman's interception was huge, and you see why he's our best corner, in my opinion. He's our best cover corner. The man makes plays. I just think he gets some ridiculous pass interference calls, like that call in the Stanford game was ridiculous. I believe he got one against Arizona State over the weekend too. But the defense was absolutely superb, man. Like, they saved us. No way we should have won that game the way our defense was playing. As a matter of fact, if Oregon State had better quarterback play, they probably win that game. But thank God they didn't. So the defense had 4 turnovers in this game. And in the season, after this game was over, we finished with 13 turnovers on the season after the victory versus Oregon State. Now, if you saw the end of that game, those Oregon State fans were very salty at the fact that we won. They was jawing a lot of trash at the players and stuff like that, and the players was jawing back at them. Deservedly so, because, like, they do say Oregon State fans be doing the most. So, we beat Oregon State, and now we're back at the crib. We're taking on the Arizona State Sun Devils, a team that had just fired their head coach like 2 weeks ago. Look at this touchdown catch here by Stanley Morales, though. Amazing. The dude is an absolute monster at wide receiver. Ever since Tyler Stewart went down, he's been stepping up big time. But back to the game versus Arizona State. So, this point is complete opposites at this time. The defense starts off slow. Offense starts off with a bang. It's back to per usual, like the first 3 games. We start off scoring on our first 3 possessions. Then all of a sudden, we start slowing down on offense. Arizona State starts picking up confidence in the run game. They end up scoring 17 points in the first half, even though we was winning by 4 at the time. But nobody was happy about the first half performance. The offensive line was looking shaky. Arizona State did a good job in the first half of bringing heat. I know Cortland was starting in the first half, and then we went in the halftime. We come out the locker room for the second half. They put Haskins in at left tackle. Started off good, you know. We made some adjustments. We started going at them, started sticking with what works. But for the most part, I wasn't really happy with that performance. Caleb Williams did look a lot better this week in comparison to last week versus Oregon State. Jordan Addison had over 100 yards receiving once again. Mario Williams caught a touchdown pass. I believe Michael Epps caught a touchdown pass. I believe did Caleb rush for 2 touchdowns or 1? I forgot. But Travis Dye was a big part. My thing is, though, I would like to see more of Austin Jones and more of Raleigh Brown. My thing with Austin Jones is, though, is that he can't pass protect, man. He can't block. So this happened last week versus Oregon State. It happened again versus Arizona State. So the Sun Devils are bringing heat on defense, and they're bringing it all first half. Austin Jones is in on this situation. It's a pass situation. So Arizona State brings the heat, and Austin Jones just got straight ran over, and it led to Caleb Williams getting sacked. The same thing happened last week versus Oregon State. Austin Jones was in there to pass protect. They didn't get to him the first time, but then they did the exact same thing the next play. Oregon State brought the heat once again, brought a blitz, and this time they ran over Austin Jones. That's the second time in 2 straight weeks that he's been ran over on a blitz while trying to block. And that needs to be addressed. We got to get better at blocking at the running back positions when the blitzes are coming. Specifically Austin Jones.
They'll bring him down for a loss on the play.
Now, the second half, USC's defense was absolutely phenomenal. At one point, look at this right here, though. Hold on. Look at this right here. A fake punt. Look at Elliott misses on the sack. and he straight drops the ball. Absolute mess, and that was a linebacker. Should have done a better job. Should have had a wide receiver or a tight end in that position. But anyway, let's go back to the second half of real life versus Arizona State. So Arizona State, in that second half, up until those two trash pass interference calls on USC, Arizona State had a total of 14 yards of offense in the entire second half, and then boom, we get a stop on third down. Flag on the play is pass interference. A very questionable pass interference call. Then next play, pass interference in the end zone. Absolute trash calls. The Pac-12 refs are garbage indeed. And then at the same time, Arizona State had a bad call, had a bad pass interference call on them too. Because I remember that was trash. Like, he jumps up, he bumps the wide receiver, but he's playing the ball. He has a right to play the ball. I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, with all that being said, our defense was absolutely phenomenal. Up to that point, we only allowed them to score one touchdown in the second half after giving up 17 points in the first half. What I really like, though, is the fact that the last drive for Arizona State's offense, they're driving, and I'm over here hoping, please don't let them get in the end zone. And then boom, Kalen Bullock gets the only interception of the game. I was very happy about that. On another sad note, and I knew this wasn't going to last long, wasn't expecting it to last all season, but Caleb Williams turned the ball over for the first time on offense. And in my opinion, it was a very bad play call. It was a bad read. So it was a situation where Jordan Addison and Caleb Williams, they was in rhythm, they was feeling the connection. He caught the last two pass plays before this one. So it's a man-to-man coverage situation. It looked like it's cover one. You got a safety up top, cornerback following Jordan Addison. He reads the play. He knows it's going to Addison. He reads it, goes to the corner of the end zone, picks the ball off. I just thought that was a bad play call. It was a bad read. I just felt like at that time we could have just ran the football. We have three good running backs, and that was a situation where we just should have ran the ball. But that's here and done. We got the W. So now we get ready for a team that likes big plays, a team that has a quarterback that likes the big plays, and the Washington State Cougars. Now, last week they had their homecoming game versus the Cowbears, and they looked decent, can't lie, but at the same time, Ward is a turnover-prone quarterback. I think our defense is going to have to set the tone in this game, especially the secondary. They're going to be going up against 4 wide receiver sets, 5 wide receiver sets. Ward is a quarterback that doesn't really like to check down. He's more of a Jameis Winston to a certain extent. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Washington State, they're a decent team. They're going to be 4-1 coming into this game, and we have to do what we can to give them that second L in conference play. So in case you've been living under a rock, we got some more Pac-12 news. The Colorado Buffaloes finally pulled that plug. They called the rail, and it was expected. It was just a matter of when. Colorado was not good on defense. Since Darrell's been the head coach, they've been arguably the worst offensive team in the country. They can't do anything good at all. And it was a hard time getting people, mainly players, to go there, especially the good ones. I would like for that program to come up and be like it was back in the mid-early 90s and late 80s. Now, the biggest surprise, though, was Wisconsin firing their coach, Paul Christ. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his last name right, but that blowout loss to Illinois. Illinois is a lot better than what people was expecting this season. And I think that was a pride thing as far as like the alumni, president, and AD. They lost 34-10 in Illinois. On top of that, I don't think Wisconsin's won a conference game yet this season. I know they're 2-3 right now, but I wasn't expecting them to do anything before the season started. they got a lot of growing to do. And just that, in this day and time, a lot of people are just impatient when it comes to college football now. Everybody expects to win right away. But thank you for watching, man. I still got to make that EA Sports video for y'all too. I got to give y'all my thoughts on that. But I appreciate y'all watching this, man. Fight on.